Everyone, and thank you for participating in what I think is one of the most significant efforts that is being made to address violence, not just in our city, but across this, our footprint in this country. You know that it has been a difficult time when we experience the kind of loss due to violence that we have, but the City Council has approved and implemented programs, and we're here to talk specifically about one today. But you know, I want to say something that's a little bit more personal. I've been in Charlotte a long time and have seen the city grow and change. And I want to recognize someone that you're not going to know very well, but should know. And her name is Carrie Graves. And I say that because when I was a student at Queens College and Carrie was at Dalton Village, she was a leader in this effort, where she tried to make sure that Dalton Village was a place that people could live. She registered voters, she talked to kids every day, and she was a fixture in this chamber, which was at the time across the street. So I just want to recognize Ms. Graves. We've been at this a long time, and I'm glad to see someone with the history to see the change coming, because that's the kind of change that you wanted, and that's the kind of change we're going to deliver. So I want to say welcome to this press conference and this briefing, but more importantly, I want to say to this community, we don't give up. We do not give up, and we are going to make a difference. And with that, I'd like to recognize Mecklenburg County's Chair, George Dunlap.
First, I want to say thank you to our illustrious mayor, and also to acknowledge the presence of City Council members Larkin Eggleston and Malcolm Graham. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for this special announcement. Thank you for your partnership as the City of Charlotte joins a long list of other cities across the United States working towards bringing an end to violence that plagues our community. You know, every time I look at the news and I hear a story about the death of some young person as a result of violence that occurs in our community, it really saddens me, because I think we can do better. In May, Mecklenburg County and the City of Charlotte announced the implementation of a new program which is designed to address violence that occurs along Beatties Ford Road and LaSalle Street corridors in West Charlotte. The Alternatives to Violence program, also known as ATV, is a violence interruption strategy designed to stop violence before it occurs by utilizing the assistance of trained community members to act as violence interrupters. Mecklenburg County and the City of Charlotte have collectively invested $500,000 to support this initiative. But the success of this program means more than any amount of funding that we could ever allot to support the program. But the success is even more important. Bringing an end to violence in West Charlotte will hopefully result in saving lives, and bringing an end to the violence will also help to reduce the scars of trauma that is perpetuated on the victims and their families, as well as the community at large. If we are successful in our efforts, both outcomes will make the investment priceless. That is why, on today, the day that we commemorate National Night Out, I am so pleased to participate in an announcement that will support a safer community for the residents of West Charlotte. And now, I will ask City Council member Larkin Eggleston to come and share the great news that has brought us together today. Thank you.
Good morning. We're here today to start a new era of safety and security in the Beatties Ford Road corridor. We get to announce today that we've hired a site supervisor for our Alternatives to Violence program, as well as 2 violence interrupters and 2 outreach workers. There was a very competitive hiring process, and we've selected the team that's going to be leading this effort in the Beatties Ford Road area. It was a competitive process. We partnered with groups and individuals throughout our community, including Power 98, to make sure that we selected people who have trust, who can build rapport, and who can really make a difference in this corridor. We need people who can interrupt violence, who can cool down situations when they get too hot, who can change the social norms in a part of our city that's experienced far too much violence. We need candidates that are open to learning, building relationships, and making sure that they're in a position to make a difference when we need them, to prevent the violence that we see occurring day after day in our community. We also prioritize candidates who have a lived experience of violence. Our new staff members are here today, and we're going to meet them here just in a moment. Some of them you'll have more of a chance to meet on a personal level at our QC Fest community event on August 14th. Councilmember Graham's going to give you some more information about that when he comes up in a moment. But I get the pleasure of introducing our Alternatives to Violence site supervisor today. He's a Charlotte native who's also an author, motivational speaker, mentor, chaplain, restaurateur, and community activist. He'll lead our community effort to reduce violent crime, and he's someone who's been there himself, having served 21 years in prison on drug charges and having tragically lost 3 sons to gun violence. I won't tell his entire story, I'll leave that up to him, but it's my pleasure and honor to present our new site supervisor for the Alternatives to Violence program, Mr. Belton Platt.
Thank you, Mr. Egerton, for that introduction. Commissioner Dunlap, Mayor Val-Lyles, thank you. The City Council and the Board of Commissioners, I would like to say thank you for you all to coming together to start this initiative here in the city of Charlotte. It's special to me. It means a lot to me. I want to thank my mother, Carrie Graves, who prayed for me, who believed in me. 35 years ago, this man was in the courtroom right across the street, charged with 7 counts, with assault with a deadly weapon, with attempt to kill, inflicting serious bodily injury, and felony riots. 2 years after that, I was charged with conspiracy to distribute, with the distribution of cocaine, and stealing and converting to use government property. Both times when I was tried as Belton Money Rock Platt. I was a major drug dealer in the city of Charlotte. Everybody wanted me off the streets of Charlotte because of the things I did in my past life. Thank you, Mother, for praying for me, for believing in me, and for getting me here to this lectern today. I appreciate you. I thank my wife and my family and all the city officials, county officials that actually encouraged me to move forward in this position. I want to say this. I have blood in this. At the age of 5, I watched my dad try to murder my mother right in front of me. At that time, no one understood what took place in that 5-year-old boy that was standing in that door wanting to help his mother, but it was his dad trying to murder him. No one understood the trauma that I experienced that day, the hurt, the pain that I experienced that day. Coming into growing up and going to school, they didn't understand that teenager that was angry and mad, that was hardened, that was hurt, that was confused, because I didn't have a program like the Alternative to Violence program. My sons, 3 of them died while I was in prison. There was no program, Alternative to Violence. There was no Cure Violence Global, no Youth Advocate Programs, Inc., here in the city of Charlotte. I believe with all of my heart that if we had something in place, I would call home from prison and ask my mother, I said, "Ma, get my boys into counseling, get them a mentor, get them in a program." And all 3 of them died. That's why I say I have blood in this. I believe people can change. One of the core principles of Cure Violence is that they believe that people can change. One of the principles of Youth Advocates Program, Inc., they don't believe in turning down anybody. We're going, my team and I, we are men up here that have changed our lives for the better. Each one of them know that these positions that we have, we are putting our lives at stake. But it's worth it if we can stop one murder, if we can stop one kid from going the wrong way. We believe in this program. Again, I would like to thank the county commissions, the city of Charlotte, for coming together. And I believe because the top has come together, I believe it'll trickle down to the bottom. We cannot do this alone. Yes, I'm the site supervisor. I've been placed over the program. Our team, yes, they're going to work hard, willing to risk their lives, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, out there trying to interrupt violence, gun violence, and homicides in the city of Charlotte. But it's going to take all of Charlotte to make a difference. It's going to take the leaders coming together. It's going to take not just those on Beatties Ford Road, because what people don't understand, people will come from North Charlotte and kill somebody on Beatties Ford Road. People will live Beatties Ford Road and kill somebody on West Boulevard. So it's going to take everybody coming together to make a difference in this city and make sure this initiative that we're launching today, it be successful. We cannot do it alone. We need your help. We need every citizen here in the city of Charlotte. We need your help. I was just thinking the other day, and I was thinking about all the people that are moving here to the city of Charlotte from everywhere, from Boston, New York, Chicago, and all of this. Leadership, citizens of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, listen. If we don't start now, Charlotte will become a Chicago. Charlotte will become a New York. So it's awesome that we're starting this program now. We can have things in place where we never become a Chicago or a New York, but it's going to take all of us working together, blood, sweat, and tears to make this initiative successful. Thank you.
I'm not sure why they wanted me to follow Brother Platt, right? But I'll try to do the best that I can. Passion, determination is what this is all about, and I think you've heard it on display this morning. And so on behalf of the citizens of District 2 in general, and specifically those who live on Beatties Ford Road, let me be the first to welcome you to this new role. I think he is ideally suited to take on such an important position, one that will save lives, reduce incidents of violent crime in our community. He's been there. He understands the plight that many of our young folks are facing today. Studies have shown that 44% of patients being treated for violent injuries will return to the emergency room with another injury within 5 years. Another 20% of those patients will die as a result of a homicide. This is very important work that faces our neighborhoods and our community, and I applaud him for his willingness to get involved and helping make a real difference on Beatties Ford Road. We need your help. We need your support, your wisdom, your guidance, and the support of your team. He has already started working on preparing for this big task he has in front of him by completing multiple violence interruption training courses through Cure Violence Global and Youth Advocate programs. His team has also recently completed a 5-day intensive violence interruption and reduction training with Cure Violence. They are ready. They are trained up and ready to go. They know this community. They know every street, corner in Beatties Ford Road. They're ready to do the work, and they've been trained, and they're ready to go. We want to make them available to the public over the next 11 days, and we want everyone to come out and meet this new team of interrupters. These are the guys that will be on the street, understanding who you are, where you are, and how they can help point you in a different direction. And I'm excited about this. I'm so excited that we're going to make this a big deal with a celebration around it. The event will be called QC Fest. It will be held August 14th from noon to 6 o'clock. There will be